Hey everybody, it's Chase with AVA Pop Culture again, and today it is time to talk Kino Lorber's year so far, and I gotta say, I am not impressed. So pop that tape in, I got you, let's go do this. Alright, so Kino, and this is just a few of them, they're the most recent ones that I've gotten. And y'all, we're going to talk about some of these real quick. I'm not going to spend a ton of time. You guys know I hate videos where it's, there's negativity. But I mean, sometimes you just got to kind of point out and kind of talk about things like they are. And Kino Lorber's year, man, it's such a mixed bag. It's not really been that good from a product standpoint. But from the titles that we've been getting, it's been awesome. But the product we're getting and the effort that's going into them, not so awesome. So let's go back to Daylight. Yes, I'm one of the ones that got Daylight. This is not... we still don't know why they pulled it officially from the stores and everything else. We don't know that story. We don't know the story about Dante's Peak. Who knows? It just... there's a bunch of craziness that goes into the negative... pile. This thing right here is super muddy, super dull. It doesn't look like a 4K. It doesn't look, nothing has been done to it, and that's going into the Kino cutting corners. I'm gonna start calling them corner cutting Kino, because they are mostly living and dying by the quality of the negative or print that they get that they're scanning in 4K, because they're not doing any kind of restorations anymore. And if something is having more work done to it, they're just buying it. Like, which one is it over here? I think it's I think Coneheads and like Snake Eyes. I can't remember. Were actually done by the studio. They just picked it up, but they're not doing a restoration. You guys follow me? You know that a scan and a restoration are completely different things. There's two separate things. So what they're doing is they're just, the quality of the final product you get from Kino right now is mostly 100% dependent on the state, how pristine the negative or print that they get their hands on is when they scan it into 4K, because all they're doing is getting it, and no matter what condition it is in, they're just scanning it into 4K, putting an HDR10 and Dolby Vision grade on the top of it, like a color grade, and that's it. That's all they're doing. They're not going any kind of restoration. They're not trying to go in, fix scratches, fix any kind of anomalies in the negative. They're not trying to do a new grade, like a correction, color correction, any of that kind of stuff at the negative level. They're not doing any of that stuff. They're not clean. That means they're not cleaning the negative. Nothing. They're just scanning it. They're not doing it. If they're doing any of that stuff, they're not touting it. And I think it's you can go back and look when they have done it. Let's see. Like Tropic Thunder will tell you that it had a 4K restoration and a remaster and a new scan done by, well, it was done by Paramount Pictures and approved by Ben Stiller. So you want to know why Tropic Thunder looks so good? It had more work done to it. There was more thought and effort put into it. Let's say, I think it's the same thing with Crybaby. Like, they got John Waters was involved in approving it. Like, they put more effort into Crybaby, so it looks better. Let's see. There was another one, an older one. Let's see. Here we go. Hard Target. See, this is when you see it says a 4K. A brand new 4K restoration of the unrated international cut and a 4K scan. So it's got both. Why is Hard Target among some of the best that Kino's put out? Well, the work that went into it, they did it all. And now you could get something really great. Like April Fool's Day looks great. It's just a scan, but it's all going to be like, it's going to matter how good the negative is. And that's just part of the problem. Like, so let's go ahead and get to this. So like Happy Gilmore, it's not in here because it's over there. I just watched it again. This was touted and still is on Kino's website as being scanned in 4K or in 6K. So they were scanning this. They were going to go all out on this and scan it in 6K. And it says a 6K scan, airy, dry gate, full aperture, 540 60, so it's like 6K, so it's 5,460 by 4150, and they were going to do it in 16-bit color. They scanned it at that from the original EK negative. That's the Eastman Kodak camera negative, and all of that kind of stuff. But that it says that on the website. On the actual packaging here, it just says from a 4K scan. That they added a new HDR and Dolby Vision grade from a 4K scan of the original 35mm negative. So what happened to, did they just not put that on here? What happened to the 6K? You can go to Kino. I'll try to maybe put it up here. Just trying to do a quick video. You can go to Kino Lorber's website right now and look up Happy Gilmore, and it will tell you that this was supposed to be from a 6K scan from the original Eastman Kodak camera negative. I don't know if they just didn't put that on here. I will say Happy Gilmore looks really good, but you can tell there, even if it was at 6K, there are parts where it's like I feel like that it looks great. I'm not trying to knock it at all. It's the best it's ever looked. There's no doubt about that. But there are parts where it's like, man, maybe had they did some other work to this, it could be a little bit different. I do think it looks the best of all of the new ones that I have gotten recently. I think it's far and away the best. But it also lends itself to it being in a golf course and everything. But that's only part of the problem. And we're going to get to this on each one of these. There's basically no features on this whatsoever. There's a new audio commentary from a filmmaker and a podcaster together on an audio commentary. And that's it. That's it. Like, they have some outtakes and deleted scenes. Those were ported over. That's all there is. Nothing new. Happy Gilmore with part 2 coming out. Adam Sandler, and you give me nothing else. And what happened to the 6K scan? It doesn't say anything about it. So that would be like the equivalent of doing a 4K scan and putting it down to a Blu-ray. You do a 6K scan and you put it down to a 4K Blu-ray disc. Those discs are the same, by the way. They're just size differential. But I don't know. Like, I didn't see anything that screamed this was done in 6K. It just looked like a damn good 4K. But again, they didn't go through any kind of restoration. They just scanned that bitch in, is what it looks like. But there is a discrepancy. It says 4K here and 6K there. And no features. And we won't even get into this monstrosity. Wasn't good, and we don't know what's going on with it. I was just one of the ones to get it. So who knows? Now, same thing here. Billy Madison. There's nothing new. There's like nothing new on features-wise. You've got the same dude. They must have called them all in one day. They called both guys in one day. Brian Connolly and the Billy Gilmore podcast with Wilson Smith. They did the audio commentaries on both of these, and that's it. That's all you. That's what you get new on these. Everything else is ported over, and there's nothing really. It's bare bones. I don't understand. I'm double checking to see if this says what is new. Kino site's being slow. Yeah, that's it. So it's just that new audio commentary with these same guys. So it's no different than like me and Jason, or me and Brian, or me and Ken, or me and CHH, or whoever me and Daniel getting together and talking about these movies. It's really not any different than that. And that's all you got at it. It looks good. I think, like, honestly, I do think these are probably two of the better ones I've seen, but like it doesn't like punch you. The skin tones, all that stuff is good. You're not, these aren't reaching the level of dirty work. This one's closer, but still not in that shouting range. They're not reaching the level of a dirty work, but hey, that's a full restoration that was done. Those colors leap off the damn screen at you, and this just doesn't do it. It's another scan. It looks good, but again, cutting corners, just scanning, and no features. That is happening again and again and again with Kino, and we already know their packaging and their artwork is some of the laziest in the business. They barely, you better act fast if you want a Kino slip, because they don't put many of them out. They're thin paper slips, and they just do the original artwork, which is fine, but you don't give me anything else. People crap on Scream Factory all the time, and a lot of times they'll use original artwork, but at least they'll commission some additional artwork and stuff like that. So they still have a leg up on Kino, because at least they will do something different sometimes, and they'll give you a poster and whatever else, and it's still within $3 of this. And their 4Ks, they do their restorations, they're a hell of a lot better. Like, it's just, I'm sorry. If you're a Kino fan, I'm sorry. Their 4Ks as a whole are not in shouting distance of Vinegar Syndrome, Scream Factory, or Arrow. They're just not. They're not there. So, but these two probably better looking than most. If you go back a little ways, I thought Snake Eyes looked pretty good. Pretty crisp. I hadn't seen it in a while. It wasn't like the other two where I had bunches of things to compare it to. I didn't have this movie. But again, you got nothing on here but an audio commentary by a film historian. Nothing new, no restoration on this. You didn't get anybody involved in it to come back. And I'm not usually one to complain about special features in general, but when it's getting to be on every single release, you do nothing. Like, I can understand here and there, you can't get anything on a movie. Maybe there's a rights issue, maybe it's a residuals issue, maybe it's a cost issue, all this kind of stuff. But Kino, as much scrutiny as so many people put like Scream Factory under, Arrow under, Vinegar Syndrome under, I don't understand the free pass Kino gets a lot of times, because they are not doing 1/100th overall of the work of Scream Factory and Vinegar Syndrome when it comes to restoring and putting out 4Ks. They're just not. They're not putting that kind of effort in them. And most of the time, Scream Factory is going to give you one or two things new. It's rare. Sometimes you get the Time Cop that is a weird release, but they're going to give you a few things that's new on each disc. Maybe they're not the greatest, but it's more than usually just, hey, here's an audio commentary by a podcaster, and that's it. That's all we're putting. Or nothing at all. Usually you get one or two, three things. You get some new art, you get some additional art, you get a poster. There's some effort there, and then their 4Ks, they are doing the restorations in-house 99% of the time. Not all the time, but 99% of the time. And so that their amount of work they're doing is exponentially higher. Then Vinegar Syndrome, they're going to load most every release with tons of special features. Tons of them. And they're doing second to none 4K restorations in-house. Arrow is a little more of a mixed bag. Some stuff will have more things, but they almost all have more extra features than anything Kino puts out, with rare exception. But Arrow will occasionally just license a 4K from someone else. When they do their own, they're good. They're good. When they do their own, they're top notch. But they have that where they get stuff from other people sometimes, and it's just not quite there the same way. It's rare for Vinegar Syndrome and Scream Factory to miss on the quality of a 4K, and it's rare for them or Arrow to not give you some decent special features. Kino's like they're not trying. They're, hey, we got this negative. Just scan that bitch in and put it out on a disc, and that's all they're doing, man. That's all they're not even efforting. So I don't understand getting the free pass on it. And then you get stuff like this, where you bring summer rental for the first time to Blu-ray. It was stuck on DVD. This looks like crap. This looks like crap. This doesn't look any different than my DVD. It really, 99% of it doesn't look any better than my DVD. And you did a 4K scan from the 35 millimeter original negative. Now, it is pretty apparent if you did that, you could have done a 4K, especially when you're doing a 4K of Uncle Buck, other John Candy movies. This thing is begging, pleading, praying for a 4K restoration, like a full hood off restoration. This thing needs color correction. This thing needs scratch removal, all that kind of stuff. It needs a solid new... This is all beach and bright colors and 80s beach culture and all that kind of stuff. This thing could knock your socks off with the color and everything. This was the most pissy effort I have ever seen. And I imagine they'll do a 4K here soon. But if it doesn't have like a new restoration, I don't know, like, because the way this was shot used a lot of dreamy, creamy, like sunlight and all that stuff, sunlit stuff, and it kind of bled out the color. This thing needs a full new color correction, a restoration of the negative, which you obviously have because you scanned it, to get rid of it needs a beforehand restoration and it needs an after. So we're not just talking about on the negative here. That means they're not doing any work in a digital space. They're not doing any kind of correction or anything. They're just slapping the new HDR10 and Dolby Vision color grade on it. So it's still not being the best it can be because they're not recolor correcting it. They're not balancing the color. They're not balancing the contrast of anything on these damn 40-year-old negatives. They're not doing any of that stuff. So, and this has nothing on it either. It has a new feature, one new featurette, the music of Summer Rental. And this was the biggest shortcut ever right here. Like, now, they didn't make me buy it. I say that all the time. They didn't make me buy it. But this is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, John Candy movie. And, I mean, who knows? You know, but I don't know if I would buy the 4K if they don't put some effort into it. Because this is low effort, and it showed. This doesn't look any better than my DVD. Now, this one looked better. They got lucky on this. Why? Bigger budget, a John Hughes movie. I'm sure the 4K negative was in, or the 35 millimeter negative was in pristine condition. Could not have been any better when they got their hands on it. I still think this could have benefited from some color correction and color balance in some scenes, like a digital restoration. If you didn't want to do anything to the negative, this could have benefited from a color correction and color grade's not the same thing either. Some of this stuff needs to be color balanced, contrast balanced, light balanced, white balanced, all that shit beforehand. So this could have benefited from a little bit of that. But this one does look good. There's no doubt about it. It's best it's looked. But again, very light on features. Like, and again, I'm not a big... I tell you all the time, these guys, maybe they couldn't do this, maybe they couldn't do that. But when it's on every single release, and you're only getting... Instead of, 1 out of 10 releases not having very many special features, when it's only 1 out of 10 releases that actually have decent features... To me, that's not a you can't afford it or you couldn't do it. That's just you're not trying. You're just throwing them out as quick as you can. No restoration work. Just scan them. Don't worry about features. Don't worry about art. Just get it out there and get what we can get out of it. And that's what Kino's doing. And I know Kino has lovers out there. I mean, I like the titles they're putting out, but they're not putting any work into them, y'all. And I don't understand them getting a free pass. Now, Coneheads, I have not watched yet. This one had a bit more work, and it's got a bit more special features you can sink your teeth into in this one. So, but that's what I mean. This one is the one that has a little more work and is, let's put this bitch up here. We're going to talk about that in a minute. The one that has more work into it and more special features is the 1 out of 10 instead of it being the other way around. So, whereas Arrow... our Vinegar Syndrome or Scream Factory, it's the rare 1 out of 10 releases that kind of is like, man, they didn't put anything in that, but they still did better 4Ks. But when it came to special features, they didn't put as much. It's the exact opposite this year with Kino. It's only, you're getting 1 out of 10 that actually has something in it. So looking forward to checking this one out and the features. This one. Now, if you guys follow me, you know my friend Marla she's in the tour group on this movie. So like I went to like the premiere. We went and saw this movie the night that it opened with her a long time ago. And so I was psyched to get this. This is another one. Like there's a few more features on this one. But most of those were ported over. This one though, this one is one they got. The Dolby Vision and the HDR was done by Paramount. They didn't do that at all. They didn't do the 4K scan on this. This came just from the original camera negative. Here's the problem. 99.9% of us out there are used to watching the unrated cut of this movie. They didn't do the unrated cut on 4K, which is stupid because they did. It's like it's a cut. Let me try to pull this up real quick. I don't want to give you wrong information. Yeah, I couldn't remember it all in my head. So yeah, there is nothing on here except for a new. There's nothing on here that's new except for another audio commentary. And that's only on the R-rated cut. That's it. That's the only new feature you got on here. And it makes no sense to have not done the unrated cut on 4K. I'm sitting here looking. It's only an HD master of the unrated cut. And that's the thing. I'm only ever going to want to watch the unrated cut. Like it's like more like 2 minutes difference, and of course it's more raunchy and everything else. But like that's the cut that most people got used to watching, and it's just lazy. It's just lazy to not do it. It's like, oh, we're just gonna throw the HD master out, and that's it. That's all. You're putting both discs in there. I mean, I still give Kino props for putting a Blu-ray copy of everything in there. Them and Scream Factory and Vinegar Syndrome. That's the way to do it because we need people to migrate over to full 4K. But this is lazy, and I don't. It's just disappointing. It's disappointing, and it's one of those things where they're putting out great titles that I'm looking for, but they're not offering you anything else. Everybody's like, oh, well, there's only $30 for the 4K. Dude, okay, so you saved $3. You didn't get a full hood-off restoration, so the movie's nowhere near as good as it could be. You're getting no features. You're getting no new art. You barely get a slipcover. Congratulations, you saved $2 or $3 over like Scream Factory or Vinegar Syndrome or Arrow. Great. That extra $3, that work that goes into a full restoration, y'all have no idea. None. Which is why Kino, old corner-cutting Kino, is not doing it. Because it's so much work. It's worth way more than about the extra $3 to $4 the difference between Kino's 4Ks and other people's 4Ks when they first hit the market. And some of those are even more. We didn't even get to Vice Squad. I'm still trying to figure out. I don't even know where it's at over here. So I have not watched this one yet. I just got this recently on the sale. This one was like $50. Like, why was Vice Squad $50? Now, this is a standard. This doesn't even have HDR or Dolby Vision. And it was just a 4K scan with none of that, and it was $50. Like, what in the world is going on? And it has, like, no features on it. It has features on it. A lot of them are ported over. I can't figure out why this one's like $50. So I haven't dug into that one yet. Maybe I'll discover why it was $50. I didn't pay that. I got it at 50% off or whatever. But yeah, no restoration, no Dolby Vision, no HDR, $49.99. I got no answer for that. But they're kind of getting a pass, and I don't know why, because right now, if it were not for the titles they are putting out, they would be... I honestly think of the big boutiques this year, Kino and Second Sight are having rough years to me overall. Overall, as a whole, Kino and Second Sight are having rough years. Arrows is like they're hitting home runs or they're striking out. Home runs are striking out, so hopefully they finish it strong here. Vinegar Syndrome was having a great year. In the last couple of months, they've sputtered pretty hard, in my opinion, the last couple of months. Even Scream Factory, they had, what was it, the September releases, talk about sputtering hard. Those were sputtering hard. But I like, to get a big Arnold Schwarzenegger title is huge for them. So that's big. And we still have some big stuff to come. But right now, I mean, Second Sight to me has had a really rough year. Kino Lorber, I'm not saying like I won't buy Kino Lorber, but I'm just going to start referring to them until they start doing some restorations and start doing some legitimate work and giving us some features on more than 1 out of every 10 releases. From here on out, I'm going to refer to them as corner cutting Kino, because that's what they're doing. And I'm not impressed by that, because you're out here still basically charging me the same. Like, okay, maybe it's $3 less in some cases, not even in all cases. Sometimes they're more. So if you're charging me the same or only a couple dollars less, and you're not doing and you're doing literally a quarter of the work of Vinegar Syndrome, Scream Factory, Arrow, all that stuff. If you're doing a quarter of the work and you're only charging me, like 5% less, and in some cases you're charging me more, that math ain't mathin' for me. So I just wanted to talk about it because I was so psyched to get Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison. And while Happy Gilmore looks great, it looks better than it ever has, and so does Billy Madison. You just, like, in my mind, watch them, it's like it could be there. And then there's that discrepancy with Happy Gilmore. Website says 6K scan, the back of the box says 4K scan. So I don't know, but that's what I got for you. Just a little Sunday conversation just to talk about this. Let me know your thoughts. How do you feel about kind of the corner cutting on these? Like, I am of the mind that I would rather pay $3 or $4 more, get all of the work done, all that kind of stuff, better art, better special features, all that kind of stuff, and a full hood off restoration when needed to make this thing look the best it possibly can, rather than half measures just to run out and get some money. But I don't know. You guys let me know what you think, and I hope you enjoyed this. I hate having to be negative, but sometimes we just got to be honest. And right now, I also wanted to let you know that I am trying to get everybody to go over to my Patreon. I gave out some discounts for current YouTube channel members last night. If you would like to join the channel, I am going to put a link down below. If you want to become a member and get your name on every video in lights, get special uncensored videos over there, because I'm about to drop some serious uncensored videos and stuff like that on my Patreon. I can't do that over here. If you would like to join and see how that is, I'm going to create a code for new members to join over there to get you 25% off your first month if you join over there. So I'm going to drop that code right here, and I'll leave it in the description. So check out Patreon, help support the channel. It really means a lot. And I'm going to do full reviews over there I can't do anywhere else, like Bikini Car Wash, Honora, stuff from the Melusine site, just videos that I have to censor here. They won't have to be censored over there. Lots of other stuff will be over there. So if that's something you're into and you want to see some special other looks, Sunday conversations, all kinds of stuff, join over there, take advantage of the code, and y'all, I really do appreciate it. But until next time, be kind, rewind like always. This is Chase with AV Pop Culture, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye. I know.